Speaking at a conference in Sydney a few weeks ago, Sir Martin Sorrell, the head of global media holding company WPP, has cautioned that too much marketing emphasis has been placed on digital and that the pendulum is going to swing back towards traditional print and television. His words really seem to resonate closer home as television ad spends have hit total revenues of 8,200 crore rupees in the first half of 2015, which is up from 6,800 crore rupees in the first half of 2014. And this according to the Pitch Madison Media Advertising Outlook. It's a study that analyzes trends in the Indian advertising industry. So big events like the ICC Cricket World Cup, the Indian Premier League and the Delhi state elections have also all contributed to the overall growth in the first half of 2015. So here we are taking a look at why advertisers and marketers are still betting big on television over other newer media.
The votes are in, and H1 2015 seems to have lived up to and in some cases even exceeded expectations in terms of overall ad spends. Now, as the festive season draws near, experts predict that the second half of FY15 will only get rosier. But a closer look reveals some surprise findings in the report.
As our interim report, which we just released 2 weeks ago, says, in fact, the surprise of it all is that television has jumped 20.6% in the period January to June. So as against our original, prediction of television growing by about 10%, January to June itself it has grown by 20.6%. So this has led us to issue an interim report, and we now think that the overall market, instead of growing as per our original prediction of 9.6%, is going to grow by 13.8%. We have not revised our forecast for the other media, but I think all of them are likely to grow at a marginally higher rate than what we had originally predicted. So I think overall it's a boom time for media and especially for the television industry. If the BJP promised Achhe Din to everyone and they are waiting for it, for the television industry certainly the Achhe Din have arrived, so they have no reason to complain.
So far, FMCG has been the largest contributor in absolute terms, contributing as much as 4,200 crores. And accounting for 51% of the total television ad spends according to the study. Hindustan Unilever increased its advertising and promotion spending by 22% in the 3 months ended June. Britannia Industries increased it by 15.6%, Emami by 38.1%, Dabur India by 15.5% and Colgate-Palmolive by 11%. Even Nestle India, in a bid to revive its flagship Maggi brand, is looking at increasing its advertising spends in the next few months.
We focus on the traditional media, television, press, outdoor, radio, etc. But we also are increasingly focusing on the driver for our communication strategies for the future, which is really the digital media.
I miss you, Maggie. Come back soon.
Television will never take a backseat in the foreseeable future. It is the fact of the matter is that still 60% of the population views television. But the fact of the matter is that 90% of the population has a mobile. And 70% of them are really looking at the internet through the mobile. So therefore, the increasing role of digital media cannot be underestimated. To me, the generation that is there today is a generation that is native to the mobile. Mobile is not just a mode of communication, it is the center of their lives. And therefore, anything that's at the center of the lives of our consumer should be the center of the attention for Nestle.
The FMCG segment, with advertising expenses of 8,000 to 9,000 crores, will easily hold on to the top spot, while the telecom mobile category, which spends 5,000 crores each year, should retain its second place in the big spenders race in 2015. But with a tab in the region of 1,500 to 2,000 crores, industry experts also expect e-commerce to displace the auto sector to occupy the third spot. So how are these ad spends going to be spread out across media platforms?
Going back to the GroupM TV estimates that we put out at the start of the year, and which we haven't revised because we think we're pretty much on track. We're looking at an overall ADEX growth of about 12.7% in the year 2015, calendar year 2015 over calendar year 2014, of which about 46% is TV and about 34-35% is print. So TV and print put together is close to about 80% of the total ADEX. Digital this year is going to end with about 9.5 to 10% of the total ADEX, and the balance 10% in India gets split between radio, cinema and outdoor. So that's how the total ADEX is split. In terms of growth rates, again as per the GroupM estimates, TV, like I said, is growing at about 16%. Print is growing at about 5-6% overall as a medium. But if you break that up again, there's a strong growth we're seeing with regional language dailies, which are growing at decent double digits. Digital, of course, is growing at about 35-37%, but on a very small base relative to TV and print.
Within digital, it is the mobile advertising ecosystem that experts believe will be worth in excess of 700 crore rupees in 2015, a jump of just over 60% as compared to 2014. However, this increase is just a prelude for a much larger shift in how companies are approaching mobile ad spends.
You definitely want to go digital, you definitely want to dial up your digital spends, you want to go a lot more mobile, but there is a role that different mediums play. Television actually has done very well in these years as well and has actually grown in share in terms of spends. And the synergies between these different mediums, some of the traditional ones and new ones, is actually very, very strong because they do different tasks. So the real story is in integrated marketing across channels by utilizing the benefit of one channel and the other on top of it, and that gives you extra multiplier effects when you do that well. And digital and TV is a great combination.